Hello everyone, this is Hopespoir here. Welcome to another World of Warships Commentary featuring the Kronshtadt. Once again, excuse my first Kronshtadt video. That was the first video that I made for WoWs, and at that time I hadn't started recording my audio track separately and video editing it all together. So I chose this game to discuss because you can see there's quite a few good examples in this game where I'm engaging battleships and destroyers. And the great thing about the Kronshtadt is that it can actually engage all three very effectively. I believe in my first video there were pretty good examples of me engaging cruisers, and there'll be an example of me engaging a cruiser here as well, but most of this game I'm actually engaging battleships and destroyers, and you can see how the ship is very good at this. So right at the start we see that there's just one destroyer on this side and he's heading for A. So I'm thinking right off the start that I should try to support him because I can see that on the other side, CCAP, the Chengmu and the Loyang are heading that way, getting support from the Hindenburg, Bismarck, and Lion. Right now, it looks like our Iowa, he's not coming that forward, like he's turning out already, so I think that he's going to take a slightly further back position. He's not going to be supporting as aggressively as I might, and the Azuma, I'm not even sure if he's moving. The Atago, which can be a very effective ship, and I really enjoy the Takao version of it, or playing that. At the same time, a lot of Atago players, Takao players, they don't do that well because the ship can take damage very easily, especially from other battleships. So because the Atago is coming in, giving fairly close support, which I like, I'm just slightly concerned about his ability to survive because I don't know who he is. I don't know how good he is. So I'm trying to get out front here to support the DD and also hopefully to take some focus off the Tago so he doesn't kind of have these situations where he might take massive damage or get deleted right off the bat. This is a very aggressive line I'm taking. And okay, so you can see that the way I'm positioned, I know that A is clear. I know that obviously if there is an enemy destroyer in the vicinity, I would be detected by now. I'm taking an even more aggressive stance here because I am expecting the Shiratsuyu to face some kind of resistance or trouble. So I'm actually turning 180 here, which is obviously this is going to put me very close to the enemy. And there we spot some trouble for the Shiratsuyu, just as I was kind of expecting. It's the Chapayev. I really kind of at this point would love to have AP loaded, but I just decide to shoot, my front two turrets of HE, and then reload AP after that shot. So this was a risk, and I believe I get Citadel right there for it. But I thought that he needed the support from the Chapayev and his radar. And there we go, 3 overpens and a Citadel in return on the Chapayev. Hopefully to try to dissuade him a little bit from, taking a more aggressive line, which he might have done against the Shiratsuyu. Otherwise, so taking that, very aggressive line, yes, I did take a little more damage than I managed to do, which I don't like. But I believe I'm helping our Shiratsuyu cap here. Okay, so one thing that I'm noticing is that 3 enemy destroyers have gone to the other side. The Z-39, Xinyang, and the Udaloy. So there's only going to be 1 destroyer on this side at most, and that's going to be the Akitsuki. Yeah, I did kind of beach myself for a second. I took a kind of like shot at a broadside line there. I believe it was a line, and I kind of wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make this turn. I was delaying my turn a bit to get all my turrets off on the line because it was really broadside to me. It didn't end up paying off. I think I got something like an overpen or something. So now I'm popping my spotter plane, looking for potential targets here. There's a lot of battleships coming this way. We've got at least a Roma, a Key, and a Lion on this side. Well, I guess that's all we've got since the Musashi and Friedrich der Grosse are on the other side. Okay, so now on the minimap you can see where the Akitsuki is, the enemy Akitsuki. He's behind the Chapayev. Now, the reason the Akizuki may have decided to go that long route and not come into A might have been because I was spotted there, right? So earlier, when I took that aggressive defensive line where I kind of zigzagged across really close to A, when I got spotted, that might have dissuaded the Akizuki from kind of going into A, and then together with the Shapaya's radar, try to kind of do more damage or kill the Shiratsuyu. So I may have actually saved our Shiratsuyu there by doing that. So that might have made it even kind of like more justifiable to take that line and to take that Citadel. There goes the Atago, as kind of, it doesn't surprise me too much. That happens to a lot of Atagos. Playing them is a little tricky. I've considered doing a video on the Atago, or the Takao in my case. So you can see 12,005. So 12,005. Now I'm starting to engage the battleships. That volley is pretty good. I mean, a 12,500 volley would have been acceptable if I fired it from a battleship. Now you can see he's turning away, and I don't have a great angle on him on this volley. AP volley, I still get 5,300, 5,400. So pretty good. Okay, so because of how angled he was there and how low on health he is, I'm trying to finish him off here. I would like to finish off this Roma because I know there's a key coming as well. There's a line headed this way, and the Shapaya. If we can get rid of one of these ships, it'd be really nice. I'm able to see where their turrets are aimed on both the key and the Roma. They're not really targeting me, so I'm not too concerned about how broadside I am right now. And this is something that you can look for. When you identify where your biggest threats are, you can see whether their turrets are kind of, you can see where they're focusing, who they're thinking of shooting. Okay, so my second volley of HE didn't work on the Roma, so I was like, forget it, I'm going back to AP. And that manages to finish him off. I thought the HE would be more reliable and consistent. And the first one, obviously, he was kind of like turned away from me, so I thought that would work. But both HE volleys did nothing, so I was like, okay, forget it, I'm just going back to AP. Okay. So this volley on the key was a mistake. The Akizuki was spotted, and watching this now, again, and I think I noticed it at the time, the Akizuki's engines were actually out, so it would have been even easier to hit him. But I chose my target. I definitely made a mistake there. I definitely should have targeted the Akizuki, especially since my volley did so little. Now you can just see that I just Citadel the key. Again. And again, I didn't need to Citadel on that one. He only had 6,000, like less than 6,000 health left. But yeah, 2 Citadels on the key. Okay, now if you look at the minimap, you can see how the Akizuki's last spotted position is on the edge of my radar. That's why I haven't radared him yet. I'm backing up to try to make sure, as best I can, to make sure that I have him in my radar range when I pop my radar. So that's why I waited for now, and I finally decided to use it. Pretty good few hits there. He's down to 6. Let's try to finish him off. We would love to get rid of him. I'm afraid he's going to kill a Shiratsuyu if we don't finish him. Yeah, surely he's going to go now. There we go. Okay. So now we've picked up our 3rd kill. Okay, so here comes our next victim, our next potential victim. It's almost full health Lion. I'm always looking for that Shapayev in his radar. I'd love to get rid of him. But here comes the Lion, and he's nice and sideways to us again. Last time we fired at him, we got really bad dispersion, bad luck, get like no damage. Let's see what happens this time. When you see that, the total damage, the 3 volleys came up separately with one, with a Citadel on the middle volley. No, sorry, not the, I guess the full volley. The volley was all 3 turrets. The middle turret. Or the second turret was the one that scored the Citadel, but all together was something like 19,000 on one volley from the Kronshtadt on the line. Like 19,000, like I would be happy to get that from a battleship. So here, this game, you can really see, now I'm not getting as much luck, that was 5 penetrations for only 4 or 5, but I mean, you can really see this game, how effective the Kronshtadt is against battleships. And that was very annoying. That was completely unnecessary. I mean, even if I was the only one shooting at that line, at that point, I'm pretty sure I could have finished him off in short order pretty easily. Our line ramming, you know, getting the ram for the trade was just completely unnecessary. And if we lose this game now, I would be so pissed off at him. Right, like we haven't won this game yet. It's looking pretty good, but I've seen bigger comebacks than this. I mean, we're going to kill him off. And I could, yeah, I mean, even I could have killed him off, right, at that point. The line really should have, especially how much health he had left, he really should have saved himself. Okay, so here, the A side's clear, except for the Chapayev. Our Iowa and Bismarck are heading that way. I'm expecting that to be okay. Okay, so right now I'm just going to say I don't mind the fact that our Chungmu and the Kiev together went this way. Someone was clicking on the mini-map a second ago. I'm like, whoa, what are you guys doing over here? Go to the cap. Obviously, okay, so they were both kind of fairly low on health, so I don't mind them going together to try to kill a single enemy DD, because that obviously increases their chances of success and surviving the encounter. On top of that, there's a full health enemy Udaloi in B, as well as a Kronshtadt. It would have been basically suicide for that Chungmu and Kiev to try to do that. Okay, so now obviously I'm moving forward. I see the Udaloi coming this way. He's cap B, he's coming this way. I'm expecting him to come out. I'm going to try to get close so I can effectively engage him. So as I do this, I'm keeping in mind that I see a Musashi coming in with a lot of health, basically in front of me, and there's an enemy Kronshtadt with also a lot of health coming through B. So instead of driving forward and closing the distance and trying to engage this Kiev, bow on, I'm going to try to turn away here. And I'm doing that very quickly, hopefully before the enemy Kronshtadt shows up and gets a good shot on me. Right, so to engage him, I probably would have had two choices there, right? Either to go bow on, in case he launches torpedoes, I don't want him to do sideways and take a whole bunch of them, or I could drive away. And here come the torpedoes now. Right. And there's the Kronshtadt shooting at me with AP. So that's why I chose to drive away. And I take a torpedo here. Not the end of the world. Okay, so I'm turning back a bit before I pop my radar. And there we go. We pick him up in a smoke. I don't know why there's so many high-tier destroyer players that don't understand what radar is, but oh well. I'm taking advantage of that now. Okay, make a slight mistake here. I overturned in my evasive maneuver from the Kronshtadt. So hopefully I can get this last volley off. There we go, I did before he disappears. Right. Okay, so you can see that by turning away I've managed to... okay, getting shot at from the Kronshtadt and the Musashi now. Yeah, by turning away I managed to not get myself deleted there by the Kronshtadt. The enemy Kronshtadt. Like, that would have been unsurvivable. Okay, now I hope to finish the little eye off there. I didn't. I figure at this point, okay, I can't ignore this Musashi anymore. I just saw one of his turrets come. The other ones are surely coming, and here they are. I have to start paying attention to this Musashi. I did light a fire in the Udaloi. I'm hoping that's enough to finish him off. And I'm just gonna have to deal with this Musashi now. Obviously, like, if I don't deal with, there we go. Awesome, great. We got the Udaloi from our last fire. Now I have to deal with this Musashi. Like, I just can't ignore him, right? Like, who else is going to deal with him right now? If you look at the minimap, no one else can, and he's just going to keep shooting at me. that's just not an acceptable situation. Even at that point with the Udaloi, I did not want to just keep on, you know, like, trying to focus on the Udaloi, even if he were to remain visible, because I would have been giving the Musashi and the Kronshtadt like kind of like a crossfire on me, and that is just not a good idea. You don't want to do that in any ship, and you know, in a fairly low health Kronshtadt, I definitely did not want to be doing that. Okay, so now I put myself in a position where the enemy Kronshtadt can no longer engage me, so I'm just going to slowly deal with this Musashi. He's low now. I'm hoping to get him before someone else does. And if someone else were to get him, it'd probably be one of those 3 friendly battleships in A with a long shot, and I don't think they deserve it. So I'm going to try to pick up the kill here. He's at a certain range now where it's actually hard for Kronshtadt AP to do much damage at this range on a Musashi, even if we were full broadside. So I'm just going to finish him off with HE. He's on fire. Please don't kill him, Chungmu. Yes. Please do not steal my kill, Chungmu. Okay. Well, I guess I kind of stole his kill probably. I didn't really do that much damage, but I think I deserve that one. I always say that when I steal a kill. Oh, I think I deserve that one. So that picks up my Confederate and my Kraken. And I'm going to get a couple more volleys on the Kronstadt here. I'm actually not going to hit him. I'm not going to manage to hit him here. This one was fired fairly well, but unfortunately with my flat arcs, my shells just don't make it over the hill. Only like 1 or 2 of them make it over, and somehow that last one there, it looked like I should have gotten a hit there and I didn't. I get one last reasonable shot on him here. I see him turning a bit, so I kind of predict a little higher. I try to get my shot between that kind of like a little hill thing and that church or cathedral, whatever that is now. That cathedral is now solid. You can't shoot through it anymore. You used to be able to. And that's the end of my game here. It's not the highest damage game, 139, but... Right, so here you can see not the highest damage game, 139, but 101 hits, which is actually pretty good for the Kronstadt. 5 kills, 4 citadels, no premium account, 464,000 credits or something, 2,067 XP. So a pretty good game. You get a lot of games that are like this. Very, very good games are actually a little rare, but you can solidly have games like this if you're just disciplined. So here you can see like a lot of my damage, most of my engagement this game is against battleships. Here you can see the Key, Roma, Musashi, Lion. I citted out the Key twice, remember, and the Lion once, and then the Chapayev once. Also notice, obviously, the damage to the Akazuki, and obviously 15,300 to the Udalai, which is very important. One thing I love about the Kronstadt is just its ability to engage everything. It really can engage cruisers, battleships, and destroyers very well. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Signing off, this is Hopespoir. Bye-bye.